All right, let's get it going. What's your word of the day?
So my word of the day is skepticism, Frank. I think the market is trying to digest, obviously, the bounces that we've had recently. We've been in a trading range. We've had two positive days to start the week, and then obviously a little bit of a drawdown yesterday with the NASDAQ down 1.7% and the S&P down 1%. So I think the market is ultimately trying to digest, earnings, obviously, which have been very positive through the quarter, but with this political overhang that we've seen with the rhetoric and obviously tariffs, still are holding markets back to a certain extent, I believe. So let's see how the rest of the quarter continues to play through, and then going into the Q2.
All right, let's see how the rest of today plays through, I think. The Fed decision coming up at 2, press conference at 2:30. What are your expectations? We had Roger Ferguson, former Fed vice chair, on earlier today. He said he expected a neutral Fed. If that plays out, just kind of neutral, not hawkish, not dovish, how do you see that impact in the markets?
I agree with Roger. I think we're more in a wait-and-see moment. Obviously, we saw cooler CPI numbers and PPI numbers, but we have not reached the Fed mandate of 2%. So, and then also, obviously, inflation expectations are still relatively high. So for me, I think the Fed will be in a wait-and-see moment. There's a lot of data that they still need to digest and walk through. So I think they'll be relatively neutral, although Fed expectations look to 2 to 3 cuts this year, which is very different than we saw earlier this year, which was 0 to 1.
All right, we want to get to your pick right now. What is your pick today, and why is this a smart pick right now with all this market volatility?
Yeah, so we really like Fiserv, which is obviously a fintech name. It's up 5% year to date. We really like their portfolio. Clover, which happens to be the name that we like most in their portfolio, their gross payment volumes are up 29%. The revenue is up 14% here. So this has been a name, again, we've kind of really looked to the consumer and looked at Delta or Walmart and kind of the guides and different retail companies when we're talking about payments and consumer spending starting to slow. But this is a player that continues to do well and fares well in this economy. So we continue to like it here.